Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? This is Brandon Hudson coming in back at you from the Florida Stuffed Restaurant Editorial here in Orlando, Florida. I just came back tonight from St. Cloud, Florida, where we featured restaurant number 92 on the editorial. You'll find it on https://floridastuffed.wordpress.com. Look for the title Dip or Sip. The restaurant I went to was a donut restaurant in St. Cloud off of US 192 called Sip and Dip Donuts. You'll find it right eastbound, probably about 3 or 4 miles east of the Florida Turnpike in St. Cloud, Florida. Had a pretty good experience. The restaurant was very low key. There was nobody else there for the most part while I was there. I was pretty much alone for probably the first 45 minutes I was at the restaurant. There was a very big, intense selection of donuts on hand, considering it was a little after 7:30 tonight when I got there. Prices were very cheap. I think I spent maybe less than $8 between my breakfast sandwich, the two donuts I bought, and I had a cup of water that was given to me for free. The restaurant itself was pretty spacious, very low key. Don't expect an intimate scene out of this. It's definitely family friendly. If you want to give your family a nice little sugar high at any time of the day, perfect place to go. The sandwich I had was probably the highlight. I talked more about it on the posting that I just gave you the link for. There was no issues with customer service, no issues with the restaurant itself. I like to detail orient restaurants like this one. The only thing was there was probably a couple of tables in there that needed to be cleaned. It's not a complaint, but there was other places for me to sit. The restaurant was pretty big. You can fit a family of 5 to 10 if you want, even smaller groups, singles like myself. No issues with restaurant cleanliness other than that. You're about, I want to say, maybe less than 30 minutes from Old Town. That's probably the only thing extra in the area. There's not much to look at on that stretch of US 192. The prices of the food, you're looking at maybe spending less than $15 for two people. I'm assuming you're buying a breakfast sandwich or a deli sandwich that they offer, maybe a cup of tea or coffee and a donut with it, unless you want to buy dozens and dozens of these donuts. I thought the donuts were very fresh considering how late in the day it was. A lot of flavors available. I think I identified maybe a good 20 different varieties of donuts while I was there. I didn't get a chance to look at them all, but I did take some good pictures for the editorial of the donut cases on the top, bottom, left, right, you name it. I try to take care of that for you. The only thing with the restaurant that I did like about the most, it is open kind of late for the area. It stays open until 10 o'clock. It looks like on the restaurant doors and the menu itself. There was plenty of varieties of sandwiches. I had the steak and egg, which was the highlight. I've never had chunks of steak cooked into pretty much a batch of scrambled eggs like that before. I was expecting it to be, somewhat separate on the sandwich, but it was really, really good. I'd go back and buy that. I think that was a highlight. I ordered just pretty plain guy tonight. I just had vanilla frosted donut and a cinnamon twist, but there were cinnamon buns in this place that were probably as big as my head. Anybody that knows me, I got a pretty big head. It's just the way it is. But yeah, if you could take all that, hey, it's the place. I did another donut place recently. I try not to compare places as part of my policy on Florida Stuffed. Each of these places were good in their own ways. I wish we had a place like this that was closer to my area in Orlando, especially, considering the hours that they stay open later. It seems like everything in my immediate area closes down, blacks out at 8, 9 o'clock sometimes, maybe later on the weekends. But considering that there was one person working in there the whole time, I felt the customer service was pretty good. I want to say it was adequate. I'm not giving it a 5-star rating, but considering the person was alone, they did what they could for me. They were taking phone orders and call ahead orders, and I got my food in less than 10 minutes. I got the donuts immediately, but the sandwich took a little less than 10 minutes, so I was perfectly fine with the wait time. The parking was pretty good. No problems accessing the restaurant from the road. I came from the Narcoossee side of 192, so I was forced to make a U-turn right after the restaurant. I couldn't turn directly in, and traffic on 192, especially close you get to Kissimmee, gets pretty congested, but it was pretty tame tonight considering it was a Tuesday. So I say check out the restaurant itself if you live in the area. It looks like the people down in St. Cloud have a big sweet tooth from what I saw with all these donuts. So it was definitely an interesting retreat. But hopefully in the next couple weeks I'll have some more cupcake confectionery places ready for you. And as always, be sure to check out Florida Stuffed on Facebook, LinkedIn, and I also posted a review on Yelp, which will lead you to the editorial link itself. And again, you can look at the editorial directly at floridastuffed.wordpress.com, and hopefully you'll see everything that I saw. It was pretty intense. You may gain a few pounds just from looking at the pictures, but thankfully I went to the gym right after this, so I'm good to go. So if you guys have any questions, any comments, feel free to send them my way. I can be reached at florida.stuffed.editorial@hotmail.com, or you can feel free to leave comments on the Facebook post, the Yelp, the LinkedIn. If you're on there, you just add me to your network, or you could go directly to the editorial itself at floridastuffed.wordpress.com and click on Dip or Sip. That's the title of that editorial review. It's the first one at the top of the page on the left. You'll see it plain as day. Or you could search on the website if you're already there under keyword donut, or you can type in St. Cloud. Either one will generate the review for you if you can't see it right away. So if you guys have anything for me, just let me know. Glad to post this restaurant. This will be Restaurant 92 on Florida Stuffed, celebrating 1 year in operation. Look forward to seeing you guys probably at the end of this month, early in November. This will be my last review for the month. Again, like I stated in my previous videos, we're going to go ahead and leave the additional restaurants until next month. I have some other business to attend to this month. I'm trying to arrange for interviews with some of the recent restaurants I've reached out to. So I want to spend this month telling about the editorial. I think after 92 restaurants, the point's been made. This is a professional and serious thing that's going on, that's growing and growing. Spoiler alert, I intend to be down in Miami at the beginning of November. I'm going to reach out to the people down there. Just like my Panama City trip I did a couple months ago, this will be a big boost, not only for Florida Stuffed as an organization, but also for the people of Miami. I know they've gone through a lot with Hurricane Irma, and we got hit here too in Orlando pretty bad. But I definitely want to reach out to the community down there, let them know that they have my complete support. It'll be a good way to show people that, hey, our restaurants are back in business. Restaurants are an important part of our community, whether you agree with it or not. But people want to have a place to eat, especially when times are good or times are rough. And I'm glad to see that these restaurants are back in operation. I was glad to get back to work myself so quickly after the storm. So I look forward to giving you guys my take on that next month. Until then, I'm just going to spend this month just telling people about Florida Stuff, what I do, whether it's here on YouTube or with in person, word of mouth. Expect heavy posts from Facebook and LinkedIn as well. And again, if you guys need anything, just feel free to shoot me an email or leave a comment, whatever you want on any of those outlets. So enjoy the review. Hope you guys stay hungry, my friends, and take care of all of you. Love you, and have a good night. You guys take care.